Hey YouTube, my name is Michelle McNamee. I'm a modern astrologer, and I just wanted to get on here to kind of give you my story on why it is that, one, I became an astrologer, but mainly why it is that I created this specific channel. When I was growing up, I was known as being that good girl. You know, I was the yes girl. I was agreeable to everybody, and I was showered with love as a child when I was well behaved, I was polite, I was happy, I was positive, I did all the right things, I listened to people, I didn't talk back. But I learned from a very young age that I had to think of others and their wants and needs before thinking of my wants and needs. Learning that as a child led up to some of the horrible experiences that I had growing up as a teenager, and not being able to defend myself, not being able to speak up, and not having the self-love to tell anybody what was happening to me. I had been living my life not knowing who I was because I was so influenced by other people. But I was always drawn to astrology and the stars. And at 18, I was learning more about astrology, like not just your sun sign astrology, but going deeper into the planets, to aspects, into the birth chart, and so on and so forth. And throughout the years, it was becoming a growing passion. And, you know, I was using it as a tool, not only to understand the people around me, the people that I love, but to better understand myself and for it to be more of a self-awareness tool. When I went to my first astrology retreat, not only did I meet people who shared the same passion as me, but in this retreat, there were several people who had birth chart readings. And it was the first time where I had heard people's stories, you know, through their chart readings, getting the rawness, kind of the uglier side that people don't like to show. And it wasn't just the reading, it was people talking to their story after the reading. And their bravery and vulnerability in sharing that side of themselves had me feel more connected to people than I had ever felt in my entire life. The fact that they were sharing such an uglier side of themselves, there was a realness and a rawness to that. There was a beauty to the ugliness. And that made me want to become an astrologer because I wanted to connect to the realness. I wanted to connect to people on a deeper level. And I also wanted to inspire people that there is more to life than feeling stuck in the same cycles, to feel like you're in a rut, to feel like you're living in someone else's shoes instead of your own. This past year has been the most transformative year of my life. I quit a job where I felt unfulfilled, empty inside, and pursued my dream of becoming an astrologer. I'm in the process of ending a marriage where I wasn't valued and I didn't feel free to be myself. I let go of relationships that were one-sided where I was giving more than I was getting in return. I let go of my insecurities, my self-doubt. I mean, I still have it a little bit, but you know, humor me. I let go of a lot of my insecurities, self-doubt, and my need for external validation, because I'm telling you, being an astrologer and talking to these things is not the most accepting thing, especially when it comes to family and people close to me. It has been a challenge. And learn to trust my own opinions, learn to trust myself and validate myself when I felt I had wins. And in doing all that this past year, I have never felt more myself, and I have never felt more free in my entire life. So on this channel, I'm going to share my story so you get a glimpse of what it is that I do as an astrologer when I connect with someone and have a birth chart reading, translating the stars and then bringing the stars to life through their story. That and showing you what it takes to transform. Not just getting a birth chart reading, but actually doing the work to transform. I've done that work. My life is still unraveling, but I have hope. But it takes being a champion of your soul. No one else is gonna do it. So just wanted to share my story. More videos to come. Peace and self-love.